It's a month that you're here.
Yeah.
How was that haircut? What you was
It was pretty bad. No offense, happy mum. I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. It's been like 4 months.
It was actually really good. Like, I had a weirdly good lockdown. Yeah, like the first one, whew, that was not my time. I had a shit time then. And then the second one we had after that, I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. Like, I'm in a routine. It takes me a very long time to get into a routine. I don't know. Like, I feel like logically, everyone or most people must have been struggling on some level. Like, yeah, I feel like in my head sometimes I have a tendency to think everyone's doing so well, and then you actually talk to someone and leave your little head bubble and realize, oh no, we're all having a wacky time. But yeah, I don't know.
It was weird not doing my job for 4 months. Like, this week has really been the first week of doing photography again, and like moving into my new place and doing the interview, and I was like, I'm a photographer, but it doesn't feel like I'm a photographer. I think it's more of the adjustment of moving out of lockdown and the grief that I think a lot of other disabled people and chronically ill people felt when the government scrapped the elimination strategy. It was like having a safety blanket just like ripped off you, and you have this adjustment period that the rest of the world has already had for 18 months of here's how we learn to live with COVID, here's what that means. Whereas in New Zealand would kind of been like, here's lockdown, and then we get rid of it, and then we go back to COVID-free for 6 months or however long. So I think a lot of people, and myself included, really had to process as we were going into like level 3, step 2, step 1, what our level of safety requirements and stuff would have to be. Yeah, I tend to feel more anxious actually coming out of lockdowns than in them.
I slept a lot and I made sure that I did work out. I thought I was doing fine, because I went back to doing CrossFit about a few weeks ago, and during the first week I realized my mental health got so much better, and I thought I didn't even realize that my mental health wasn't going well, I can't really remember, but I was taking notes of dreams that I was having. Oh, ごめんなさい。何ですか？それぐらいなんです。もうちょっと言ってもいいかな？わかんない。切りすぎかな？
じゃあこれぐらい切って、あと顔出してからもう一回。
そうですね。One time I killed so many people. I told you, about that. I was at my sister's funeral, and then my mum was really sad, and then I asked her, what do you think she is thinking about her death? And then my sister, and I said my sister would be like, oh, it is what it is, we did, if we die, then that's it. And then I actually woke up crying about that dream, and then I talked to my sister about it, and she was just cracking up. Yeah.
I was flatting with 4 other boys, and you're living with other people for such a long time, and you're having to stay put for such a long time. It can be quite hard to try and stay on good terms with everyone, but we got through it, and I did actually move home, so it was a decision at the end of it I made to move back home again. But I survived 5 months with living with different people, so it was, I thought that was an achievement in itself for myself. We're going to be still part of church together, so it's still very much a community there that we got. So we haven't been able to gather, and that's been the real sad thing of the last 6 months. So I'm very excited for Sunday. Get back together with everybody.
I'm 10 years old, and I think the very first lockdown was when I was 9. So 8, 2 years ago. I guess it's kind of normal since there's already been 3 lockdowns. I used to be playing a lot of video games and generally just wasting time. Just like walking around the house and counting how many times I've done it. And basically I installed this thing on my iPad with the help of somebody else, and it tells me what apps and how much time I've been spending on my device, and the results were pretty disappointing.
You're in salad on it.
Around 6 hours, but then now 3 months prior, I think, around 3 months later, I reduced it by a whole hour.
Well, that's nice. Did you pick up any new hobbies? Like you became a chef? Anything, something like that? Anything new you picked up? No?
No.
You
Gardening, actually gardening.
So I was staying up with my grandma in Bolton while I was looking for a job. I had like the most in-depth month by month 5-year plan that one has ever seen. And I was like, this is the way it's going to go. Oh, nothing will get in my way. And it went really well for like maybe a year and a bit. I didn't factor in the fact that at some point you have to deal with any mental health issues you have. And when you have a lot of them, they all erupt when something goes wrong. And I was like, nothing's going to go wrong. Why would I let something go wrong? And then my cat died. And my cat's like my baby. I'm obsessed with cats. Just obsessed. I bloody love cats. And then, my mum rang and was like, oh, by the way, Sia cat's quite sick. And it's like quite sick. Like, she's probably going to die in like a week. And I was like, oh God. So I'd sat on the couch and watched Friends for about 20 hours. And then I booked a flight for the next day to New Zealand. It went from ideal life within about 2 months to the waiting list for any kind of treatment over there was horrific. It was about 9 months, and here it was about 6 months. So came back, spent like the rest of the year attempting to fix things. So that put a spanner in the cats, or as the saying goes.
I was put on the list in November, so hopefully within the next 6 months. And ideally I want to interview and document people who've had them before getting it done, just because I think it's interesting how up in arms most doctors get about young people with uteruses without children wanting to have their uterus out. It's like the worst thing that apparently has ever been said. Everyone like takes it really personally, and doctors act really paternalistic about it. And I'm lucky that my gynecologist eventually didn't. But that was also on the back of, they made me go to 3 psychoanalysis sessions. I had a letter from my GP and a letter from my therapist saying that I understood the ethical long-term effects and potential harmful things.
I think being in present is really important. There's this word in Japanese called ichigo ichie, which means like you only have this chance once in a lifetime. Like at this moment with 4 of us, this will never happen again, for the rest of our lives. We could do it again, but it won't happen. Like, it won't feel the same. And that's what's important when it comes to living, I guess. Like, yeah, with people and with anything, I guess. I hope you're gonna use this one.
I definitely think it's my dad that I'm closest with out of everything. He's just been having a bit of some heart problems. He's got a valve that's a bit loose in his next to his heart, so he needs to in the next couple of years he'll have to have a valve replacement. But yeah, it's been actually quite difficult for him for just breathing. And like, I love my dad to bits, and I mean I love my mum to bits as well. But like anything like that happening to him, I mean I instantly freeze up, and I want to help him as much as I can. But there's literally not much I can do to help him. I mean, he needs to get the care that he has to do it. And we're actually both the youngest of both our generations, so him being a part of his family, the youngest, and then me being a part of mine. So we got a lot of things that me and Dad can relate on. And if ever I'm down, like I can usually just go to him and he can pick me up and then get me back on track and things like that. So
it's a defunct organ. I have been told my whole life that I wouldn't probably be able to like safely carry children anyway. So like, as someone who's not maternal, can't really have children, why should I have a uterus that causes me a lot of pain, and also the amount of hormones I have to take? So I'm on 2 different types of blood pressure medications to counteract the hormone medication, which hopefully would all be gone after yeeting out the uterus. So it's like my little sister calls it. She wants me to have a party, a yeeting the uterus party.
That's the best song I've heard today.
Yeah.
So during the first lockdown, I thought about going back home. Like, I was thinking of preparing like a small flight by the government so I can just go home and pack up everything. But I just kept going, even though I didn't even have a job, and I just decided to stay. And because of that, I started many things that I have now. Like, I have a full-time job now. I started freelancing. I got to meet many people through their jobs, and I'm really glad that I didn't go back to Japan, because if I did, I wouldn't have a job there, and I wouldn't have this moment, or, you know, everything. I wouldn't have everything that I have now, and that scares me so much. So I'm actually grateful that I'm here now. Yeah, and home is where you decide to make it home, you know. Wherever you live, you just make it home and be comfortable with it. Yeah.
I mean, we're only on this planet for a certain amount of time, so it's like you've just got to like live the best life you can. You don't know where you're going to or anything like that, so it's and anything can happen.
Oh, you didn't ask for your beard trim today?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I felt like I did need to, but I sort of forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you in like 6 months for another one.
Yeah. Although, depends if I shave it off before then. Might shave it off after summer.
You gonna let me shave it off, or are you doing it yourself?
No, it's the whole like feminist empowerment, shave off your own hair thing.
Go straight through the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I just need to learn how to curl so that I can do this every day.
We got cut by a family friend who happens to be a hairdresser once. That was too stressful. So it's been, cut by a friend, my mum and me. Yeah, never been to like a actual hairdresser. Whew. It feels lovely. It's good. My hair needed a change. It was getting it's been the same thing for months.
All of them that came through, they were like, oh, we're happy to see you. Like, they were like, we didn't know how important barbers are. So I was like, okay, that's fun.